What is it? What is it, huh? I can't bite it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we start another reading vlog. This week is Summerween, readathon hosted by Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby from Gabby Reads. And so this whole week we're going to be reading thrillers and horror and paranormal and spooky books. So let's get started. Here's my TBR that I picked for the readathon. But I may change it. So this morning I started early. I woke up and it was still dark, and so I started reading my book Claw on my Kindle for the challenge of read a book in the dark. I got to chapter 1 and I kind of hate it. Like it's just not good, you guys. Like I don't like it much. So this book is about a Canadian, it's billed as a Canadian thriller. It's set in the Canadian wilderness. It's in the winter time, there's snow, there's a group of buddies who are supposed to be post-college buddies, and they are basically snowmobiling and getting drunk and whatever. But one of the guys is a geologist, college professor, and he wants to find some gold that is there. As he's there, they find a creature who attacks them and mayhem ensues. So my problems with this book is that I've read chapter 1, and chapter 1 was very, very long. It was very long. The book is like a 12-hour read on Kindle. It's very wordy, and not in a good way, you know, like you can tell that it hasn't had an editor go through it, right? You can tell that some words are there just to be pretentious, and then other words are there just to maybe make the description more flowery, and it just doesn't work, and it's just really boring too. Like even at the end of the first chapter, is when we get to anything that happens at all that might be thriller related, and I'm reading this scene of the creature attacking them, and I'm just like bored out of my mind. And so I don't know, like I don't want to rip it apart too much, because it is an indie published book, and I feel like anyone who publishes a book, anyone who writes a book, that's something to applaud. I just don't really recommend it. Like, I think I'm going to DNF it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to DNF it. I think I'm going to go with something else. I may pick it back up again tonight just to kind of see if it was, but no, I'm DNFing it. DNFing it. I'll have to pick a different one for reading in the dark, because it's just not good. I just don't like it. It's not for me. Yeah, so that's an update. Also, I got a bunch of fall tea in the mail. This one is the caramel apple chamomile. Let's do a taste test. I like it. It's not very, it's pretty good. It reminds me of fall. I like it. The chamomile is a little heavy. Anyway, it's pretty good. So we're going to try one every day. I think that I just went on Amazon and Googled for autumn flavored teas, and I found a sampler box of 6, so I thought, I'm going to get that. So it's very heavy on the apple, which I kind of like. I can't really taste much caramel. It tastes like apple chamomile to me, but it's pretty good. So that's fun. I also started Riley Sager's Lock Every Door. I am interested in this. I really like Riley's writing style. I like how, I'm sorry, I keep bumping the table. I like how able he is to create tension and mystery, and the sort of like back and forth with different scenes. Like, even though it's like only 5 days apart, so we're like 5 days in the future and then 5 days past. I think it's interesting how he's able to keep those timelines separate and interesting and keep you heading towards that point where they're going to eventually meet up. I think it's interesting. I haven't really gotten to anything mysterious so far. I've only read 2 chapters, listening to it on audiobook. I'm going to listen to that today while I work. And yeah, I'm liking it. I'll let you know what I pick for my next Read in the Dark book, because I have a few on my Kindle that I could do. I may see if one of my others on my TBR I can get on my Kindle or something. So, alright, that's it for this update. Check in later. Happy Summerween! Hi guys, so I'm sitting here just in our garage gym and I'm listening to Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I am only like 5 chapters in, I think, but I just got to this part that, so if you don't know, Lock Every Door is about a young woman named Jules who finds an apartment sitting job in a really posh, awesome Manhattan apartment. It's got a lot of history and it's just like a dream come true to sit in this apartment, and it offers her a lot of money. She's broke, and the thing that really struck me that I wanted to talk about right now is there's so much of this book so far that talks about what it's like to be poor, like really poor, and like worried about if, you know, your credit card's gonna get canceled when you try to buy groceries, and if you have like enough gas until your next payday. And it just is such a gut-wrenching feeling. Like, he is so good. Riley Sager is so good at creating those emotions of feeling and living in that moment. Like, and he said, there's a line somewhere where he says, like, if you've, well, Jules is talking about it, but Riley writes it, how if you've never been poor like that, you just don't know how it feels. And I just thought, that's so true. Like, I remember being that poor. I remember being that poor, like, when I was probably about that age, college, newly married, and I don't know, he's just such a good writer. It doesn't necessarily feel like there's nothing really scary that's happening. Like, he's laid a few things that is setting it up for, you know, something is coming, but just the way he describes, like, the emotional experience of being poor and not having money is just pretty gut-wrenching, and it's honestly just fantastic. Like, and I feel like that's what makes a great thriller, right? If you can capture what it's like to experience those feelings, even if it's something about just shame of being poor, the fear of not having enough money, like, then you can capture those feelings of the fear of the unknown, you know? Like, that's what makes a good thriller. Anyway, he's just a great writer. I'm really liking it. Hello, welcome to day 2 of Summerween. Well, last night I...
Hi, you little nerd. Oh, thank you very much.
Kazi wants to say hi. So last night I looked on my Kindle for a minute and I couldn't find really anything that that I wanted to read that would take the place of the other books. The book I DNF'd in my TBR, I'm all, what is happening? Of Claw, since I did decide to DNF that, I've been on such a great reading streak lately. Like, everything is just, I'm loving everything that I read pretty much, and I want to just read like all the time, that I felt like if I forced myself to read that, it would have definitely put me in a reading slump, and I want to avoid that at all costs, because reading is fun, reading is happiness, reading is therapy, reading is wonderful, right? Kazi. So what I decided to do instead was pick up Angel's Blood, and I read this as my book to read in the dark. And so this is... urban fantasy is one of my favorite genres. I love urban fantasy. I love the Mortal Instruments. I just love any urban fantasy book. They're just so good. So this book is a paranormal romance urban fantasy. It is about Elena, on the cover, who is a vampire hunter, and she is basically like the best vampire hunter that there is. She's super, super good at it. She's just the best. And she has been asked to hunt down, instead of a vampire, an archangel who has gone rogue, who is super dangerous, very powerful, and she has the unique ability, is the only one who would be able to track him and find him, because nobody knows where he is. And that's pretty much where I'm at. I've read 50 pages. I really am enjoying it. This is my first Nailani Singh. She's an incredible writer. She's very good at... He found another one. Don't mind him. She's very good at creating a unique world and creating characters who are relatable and who are also pretty bad-a. Like, I really like her a lot, and I don't know, I'm super into this. Like, I really would love to just not work today and just read this nonstop. I think this would be a very bingeable book. So I'm excited to get to that tonight, to read it in the dark. It's not scary, so I sort of feel like I'm kind of cheating on the read in the dark, because this isn't a scary book, but it is enjoyable. I don't know, I'm only 50 pages in. Maybe we will get some scary vampires. Who knows? And my next reading update is for Lock Every Door. I'm listening to this on audio. I am... Kazi... I'm about on chapter 13. I am enjoying this a lot. It's just starting to get very, like, what the heck is happening? Very mysterious, very spooky. Like, there was one scene in particular, and he describes it so well, the effect of fear on Jules, the character, that I was, like, feeling that fear too, and it was pretty great. So I'm liking this a whole lot. I'm going to spend the day listening to this while I work on some sculptures I need to get finished for my shop. I will maybe put in a clip and show you guys what I'm working on after this. And then, yeah, and then after work, it's time for garage gym and dinner and then more reading. So we are pretty much taking self-isolation pretty seriously. My family is high risk. My son and husband are high risk, and so we are pretty much staying home and not going anywhere. So, I mean, as little places as possible, just because it's dangerous for us. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot! Today's tea! Okay, so today's tea is, I don't even remember what it's called. Dragon Red Spice Chai. Dragon Red Spice Chai. Those were the words. That might not be the order that they are in, but those are the words. So, I made it. It smells very chai. Ooh, it smells so good. It smells very fall. I love it. It smells delicious. Okay, this is the first time I've tasted it. That is wonderful. I'm fine. Thank you. It's a very cinnamony, like it's strong on cinnamon, which I like. You can taste a little bit of earthy chai. I don't think the chai is super strong in this, but it's a good one. So on our scale of Summerween tea, I put this one above the caramel apple one. It's a good one. So that's today's tea. All right, check back in with you guys later. Hi friends. So, reading update. It is evening on Tuesday. I just finished lifting in the gym, garage gym, and I've been listening to Lock Every Door all day. I'm not done with it yet though. I felt like this book had a really strong beginning. Like the first third was really, really strong. It was very engaging. It was very mysterious. He was laying a lot of plot threads to follow. And something I really love about Riley's writing is, and I mentioned this in the other clip, is how he is so adept at expressing human emotion, like what it's like to be poor, what fear feels like. Like he's so good at that. And I feel like that's what makes him such a good thriller writer and what makes him able to write about fear so well. But I feel like this book especially had this middle, I'm in the middle portion, I'm just past halfway. Actually, I'm probably 3/4 of the way through. I feel like the middle was very slow. It was very sloggy. It was definitely dragging. So things are starting to pick back up now as we're heading towards the end and kind of seeing what's going to happen from here. So I definitely am liking it. I am not loving it as much as I thought I would. I definitely was. I went into this with very high expectations because I haven't heard anyone say that they didn't like it, and I loved Home Before Dark, but this one just doesn't really compare to me. I don't like it as much. I just felt like the middle, it was just too slow. It was sloggy. It was, I don't know. So we'll see. I'm expecting a really awesome plot twist, and I'm excited for that. So all right, so now I'm gonna go have some dinner. I'm gonna work some more. I need to work on some more sculptures. Yeah, and then I will be reading Angel's Blood, and I've been wanting to read that all day instead of this book. So if that says anything about which one I like more, I guess I'll let you know. So also I wanted to say, I talk about lifting a lot, and I will be, including little clips of me lifting in my garage, and I may talk about it, and I want to emphasize that my intent with that is not weight loss, not that there's anything wrong with that, but 5 years ago I started lifting weights and I was in a really, really bad place. I have depression and I was in probably one of the darkest times that I've ever experienced. Lifting weights saved my life. It saved my life. It literally did. It means a lot to me. It helped me through a very dark time in my life. So when I post these clips, there's always an emphasis on strength and getting stronger, because that is something that has benefited me, body and soul. Anyway, I am not able to articulate this very well, maybe because it means so much to me, but I just wanted to say that's a big part of my life. So when I do vlogs, I will probably include things like that. When I hit strength goals, I'm sure I'll include that. For me, strength training it's therapy, just like reading is therapy. If I don't lift, I don't feel good. So we built that gym in our garage when the gyms shut down, and we decided to keep going there at home instead of going back to the gym because it's risky for our family. And so that's kind of one of the highlights of my day, is going out to the garage and lifting, because we really don't go anywhere, and other than to pick up my grocery order. Anyway, I had that planned better in my head for how I was going to talk about that, but I feel like there's a lot of power in feeling confident and feeling confident with who you are and what you can do. I feel like there's a lot of power with what you can do more than how you look. There's so much power in feeling like you are capable and like you are strong and like you can do hard things. And that, to me, is what weightlifting is all about. And so that's why I love it. So I focus a lot on squats and deadlifts because that's something that you can see strength progress in quickly. But this is a reading vlog, not a fitness vlog, but I just wanted to explain that that's why I include that. So, all right. I'm gonna get back to food and reading. So, I'm reading this at night in the dark. I switched to the physical copy and it's really scary now. So I changed my mind. It's good. Good morning, friends. It is Wednesday, day 3 of the Summerween Readathon, and I finally finished my first book. I finished Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This morning, I was reading it last night, the physical form, and I was really, really enjoying it. It was super creepy to read at night. Like, it was, excuse me, it was so creepy, and it was scary. Like, I was reading it and I was freaking scared. So I switched to a book that was less scary. My rating is a 3-star. I feel like it was good. It was a good read. I felt like there were parts of it that were just excellent. Like, chef's kiss. So well done. Like, the tension, the emotion, the fear. It was so good. There was so much about it that was good, but there were also parts that were not good. Like, the middle was really slow, I thought, and the plot twist at the end was meh. It was predictable, right? I don't think it's a 5-star read at all. I wanted to really be more shocked, and I also felt like Jules was really doing some stupid stuff. Like, she kind of reminded me of the heroine in a slasher movie, just like doing dumb stuff, and I'm like, why would you do that, you know? So I don't know, all of that combined to a 3. It was good. It was fine. I was expecting more, you know? So yeah, that's that. So the next book I'm going to read on audio is The Bone Witch. I'm going to start this right now as I work, and then tonight I will pick back up Angel's Blood, but first I need to finish this beauty, which is what I really want to read most, because I need to finish this for our read-along. That's a reading update. Now on for today's tea. Today I made cranberry pomegranate tea. Yee! I'm very excited about this because I love cranberry pomegranate flavored things, and it just seems like it will be very fall. So here we have our Summerween mug. I left the tea bag in. That's very good. That's mellow. It's very mellow. Like, I was expecting it to be a little sharper. I'd say that all of these teas are pretty mellow. Like, none of them are very sharp or harsh. And I did let this steep for quite a while because I was working on my reading journal. I was filling that in. I posted some footage right before this. If you would like to see more of my reading journal, let me know. I'm going to start my next book and work all day. So I'll check back in with you later when I've made some progress. Okay, bye. Well, I got some book mail, so I thought I'd share with you guys. I got this beautiful one. Ooh. I just love these covers, you guys. They're so beautiful. I'm excited for that one. And I got some more Teresa Medeiros. it's so gorgeous, you guys. I'm obsessed. Look at that. It's perfect. And this one? Ah, medieval. I love it. Just wanted to share. I love book mail. Who doesn't, right?